Alright, so I haven't introduced the vlog at all yet this month. Welcome to the vlog. The first couple of days of the month were absolutely insane. I reached out to a friend about maybe putting my art in a space that they have their art, thinking that it would, happen next month or in a couple of months when they had an opening. And they were like, what about today? So I went downtown and put my art up like 2 days ago. I need to bring down labels for it today. I'm going to the gallery walk early, which is good because there's actually a button sale that I want to go to, which is the most ridiculous thing, but it's a vintage button sale. And I thought I would show you my outfit since we have a moment. So the theme for this month was tie, or ties. So I have a necktie. I only own two, and I actually got this suit. And it's almost my size. I'm gonna take the jacket off. It's too warm to wear the jacket. And the jacket is the part that's really too big. The pants fit me great. They're just a little long. So I've safety pinned up the heel side so it doesn't drag on the ground to get damaged. The suit jacket fits me really well on the shoulders. That feels nice, but it's too wide in the middle and too long. Just a little too long in the sleeves and the hem. Yeah, sorry for the backlighting, but yeah, a little big, but I'll probably just carry it because it is hot out. And then I've got the linen shirt, which will be very comfortable, so I can just carry it. Necktie, which has a very pretty leaf design. Got the gold belt buckle. So I put in some gold and silver earrings to match, and I'm going to be wearing my vintage purple and gold reptile skin shoes. Polk Street Salon. Don't know how long it'll be there, but probably long enough that you'll be able to find out from this video and go see it. Alright, so today's the 6th. I have finally started working on a new painting idea. This is it. I'm not totally satisfied with the layout of the flowers, but we'll see. I might just not like it because they're so messy, and they'll get a lot cleaner once I transfer them, so who knows. I could just trace it now and then resketch them on the tracing paper. That is a thing that I could do. Today I need to message the guy who does my prints and make sure he has all of the photographs I would need. And then I'm going to ask him for a test sheet. Hopefully I can get that in the next couple of days. And if so, I can take it down to a local store and talk to them about which of those pieces they'd like to carry as prints, which would be really, really great. Progress on the tank top that I'm currently working on. The back panel is done. The back of it is done, which looks ridiculous, held up with one hand. And I'm working on the front now, which should go a little bit faster because the back just incidentally I ended up needing to purl in order to maintain the garter stitch pattern instead of knitting, which was a little bit slower, slightly uncomfortable on such a short circular needle set. Just having a hard time feeling like there's any point in being proactive for my personal future, which is a hard one to deal with. But I just need to stay focused on the work because that's the only thing that's going to distract me without making me feel more depressed. So this week I just need to work on art. Next week I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to work on a sewing project. Still haven't decided which one I'm going to do, but I have all the stuff I need to do either one. I might do a little bit of video editing because I've got a couple of videos lined up and working on that one little business venture. Sometimes the only way to get through it is to put your head down and work and hope the work distracts you. That's where I'm at. Okay, so I traced the sketch. I'm not totally happy with it, so I'm going to be adjusting it. I'll probably do that for a little bit today, and then I have some video editing I need to do. It'll probably be a pretty quick and easy video to edit, because it's my artist talk, and so I'm not going to be cutting out a whole lot. I'm basically just going to try and adjust the colors, clip a little bit off the beginning and end, make sure there aren't any huge gaps for you guys to sit through, try and clean up the audio, although I'm not good enough to make that audio good. By any stretch of the imagination, I'm not good at editing audio. Yeah, but honestly, it doesn't sound that bad, considering I was recording in a echoey room. I think it sounds pretty good. You can hear what everybody's saying, so that's the most important part, and there's no weird fan noises or anything, so could definitely be worse. So yeah, I'm not imagining that'll take very long, and it's only an hour of footage to go through. I don't think it'll take that long. Oh, I can show you something. I finished the bulk of this. I don't know what happened here. I mean, I do. I accidentally did decreases on the wrong side. It was very hard to keep track of what side I was on because that was the last one I did, and at that point everything else was crumpled and hanging off of a single strap. So, but it blocked out nice and long, which is what I was hoping for. And I need to figure out how to finish the edges so that it looks nice, because these look very messy. It's a very fun color. When I started, I was worried about running out of yarn, but I have so much left over, I could probably make a whole second one, so not a problem at all. Okay, so I've adjusted quite a lot, and provided I can actually follow this much more smudgy sketch, I think I'm going to be very happy with it. Let me show you. The flowers are much more roughly and in my style, and they're a little more abstracted here because these are some very delicate flowers, so I'm going to need to remember to trace these very gently so that I can go over them and get more of the actual like edge texture. These are meant to be those little lawn daisies, those tiny, tiny, tiny ones. They're like that big, that grow in the grass and look so beautiful. That's what those circles are meant to be. These are meant to be like poppies and anemones. And I've got some Sweet Williams, I think. Poppy buds, kind of. And then I'm going to have some sort of spray flower. I don't know what that one's meant to be, but that's what I'm going to have. And then some random flower petals around. Much, much, much happier with the flowers than I was an hour ago, so not bad for an hour's work, and I can get to video editing and not be like, ugh, God, I've still got to finish the fucking sketch. Whenever I get back to this, I can transfer it onto the watercolor paper and just get to painting, and it'll be no big deal. And that's the best outcome you could hope for. Alright, so I went out with a friend today. We went out thrifting, or yard sailing, but then we went to a thrift store because slim pickings at the yard sale, they got something really cool. I also found this belt buckle. It's ceramic, hand painted by Gage in Alaska. But it's ceramic, it's super heavy. It's got a puffin on it. It's awesome. So I need to find a belt that one of those interchangeable belts. But I've been working on the most ridiculous and insane and silly, whimsical of sewing projects. I'm making cow print shorts. Do I ever wear cow print? No. Do I ever wear shorts? No. My legs have not seen the light of day since I was a child. So, but actually, I think I know why I ended up doing that. I want to make a pair of pants out of some very nice fabric. Some very nice fabric that I've been holding on to for a very long I've been holding on to it for a very long time, and it's very high pressure, but these are not high pressure. I got this fabric at a yard sale for $1. It's literally only enough to make like 1 or 2 small things. I just got it, so I'm not super emotionally attached to it. And it will teach me all the things that I'm nervous about with the other pants. Like, I've made pants before. I've installed a zipper. I've made a fly before. But I didn't do a great job. I went through that whole thing like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I made this fly the other day, and it's perfect. Okay, it's not perfect, but like, it's functional, it looks good, there's no weirdness going on, it just looks really good. So I'm feeling much more confident about the future pants project, which I'll show you the fabric because it's so pretty. Wow, that's a little more intense than it is in real life. It's a little darker in real life. Okay, it's more like this. Alright, so it is really late at night. It's like right before my bedtime, and I still need to do some stuff before I go to bed. But I want to finish up this because I have one last seam to do on it, and then I'm totally done. I'm working on a pillowcase as a gift for someone, which is why it is like this and not my style at all, but it is very cute. So I'm just going to try and finish that as quickly as possible. I've never made pillowcases before, but it's not hard at all. So I'm just going to finish that up really quick. Also, my room is a disaster. It's very late, I'm very tired, it's really warm too. Anyway. Alright, so today's the 23rd. I went out today to discuss color adjustments to the photography of my art at my printers, and we went through every single piece, and the colors look amazing, so that'll be great. One step closer. I've started a painting, which is amazing. It feels really good to be painting again. It's hard to enjoy it to its like fullest potential because there's a lot on my plate that needs to get done, and I'm having this sort of decision paralysis about what to work on next. Only way through is through, so just gotta get to work. there is a really good sale on fabric happening at my local fabric store tomorrow. Some stuff in the discount section will end up like 80% off. But like, there are some projects that I wanted to do. I don't know. It's hard to decide, but like, I really want some nice pajama pants, you know? And if the cotton flannel there is 40% off, I mean, and I only need 2 yards to make a pair of pants, you know? I've got to work on this. I've been going out a lot this week. I don't know what it is, but it seems like I've ended up going out a lot, and it wouldn't be such a bad thing, except I rely on the bus to get places, and it's a very long commute into town. So whatever it is, it tacks on at least another hour and a half there and back. So it's quite a time suck and an energy suck, you know? It's more exhausting than it would necessarily be, I feel like, for a lot of people. We are closing in on the end of the month, kind of. We got about 10 days left, give or take. And I want to film a video for next month. Now, obviously the first video of that month will be the vlog that you're watching now. So I will actually have like a whole extra week to film, kind of. I mean, I'll need to be editing, but you know, I'll have more wiggle room to get a minimum of one extra video out for that month. So that would be nice. It's a little late in the day and I'm pretty tired. I don't know if I want to work on this or if I want to do some sewing. I really wanted to get those pants done before June. And we are kind of running out of time because who knows how long that'll actually take me. Actually, it might be better to paint instead of sew. Because needles and being tired. Yeah, I think I might do that. I think it's actually easier for me to paint when I'm tired than it is for me to sew. Oh, and I have been working in my sketchbook again, which is amazing. I haven't been doing that in so long. I really, really want to get this done. That might be the video that I film, maybe. Just me trying to finish my sketchbook as quickly as possible. It's hard. I'm constantly like backed up on video ideas, and then I'm busy with other stuff. So, yeah. But I am really, really close to being done, and I really, really want to finish it. So, yeah. That's really exciting that I'm actually doing stuff in it again. Well, this lighting is very dramatic. So I recently got this at a yard sale for $5. I've been looking for one of these for absolutely forever. It's hard to find them for under 30, I think. It's been a while since I bothered to look, to be honest. So I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. It's a little dusty, but it's in fantastic shape. And if it's a reproduction, I don't actually know when these lamps first came out. So, you know, if the first one came out in like the 1800s or something, it is a reproduction. But I don't think they're that old. But the hardware is definitely not modern, which I like because it means, or rather it reassures that this is indeed an old one. But I could have told you that just by looking at the quality of the metal casting. Because if you buy a lamp these days, before it even shows up on the listing image, you can see how poorly defined the details are in the metal casting. You can just see it right on the screen. It looks awful. You're like, oh, it looks so cute. It looks like shit. I don't know what you're talking about. It looks terrible. So, got this. I was really hopeful. I'd never actually seen one of these lamps in person. I'd just seen them online. I was really hopeful that it would work with a lampshade I found one time. I'll show you that in a minute. And I just thought it was so beautiful. And then I saw one of these lamps online, and I thought that that shape of lamp neck would look beautiful with the lampshade. And I held them up together. It would. But the opening is just the wrong size. You can see that this one has a very large opening. It's a pretty standard opening you'll find these days. This would fit into most modern light fixtures. This one, I don't know, 2-3 inches, something like that. And then you have this one, which is much smaller. So that won't work, sadly. But you can see that that would have just been very unique and very special, I think. I think they would have looked beautiful together. But it's not to be. Just couldn't have known that until I'd actually gotten one of these in my hands, and by the time I saw it, it's been so long, I put that lampshade in storage, I'd completely forgotten what shape the opening was, what size. I'm gonna find somewhere to plug this in, and then show it to you. Look at that. Absolutely fucking stunning. I want it to go on my desk. I'll need to find somewhere to put the reading books, but it will be worth it. So I'm painting and watching old Dylan B. Hollis. Dylan B. Hollis? Dylan Hollis? I can't remember. Videos at the same time. It's not doing great things for keeping my hands steady. I'm laughing, and my hands are shaking while I try to paint really teeny tiny little petals. So let me show you. This is just the underpainting, so I'm going to go over basically all of these flowers with a coating of red. I've just given them the underpaintings so that they all have a slightly different hue. Ooh, I actually need to let some stuff dry so I can show you something. I got some stuff to make pajama pants. I got this stuff and this. So we have 2 styles. And then I got some acetate lining fabric because I wore a waistcoat yesterday and the day before. Waistcoat and button-up shirt. I was so comfortable. So I want more waistcoats so that I have some actual fucking variety. I keep zooming in like this and I look bald. Okay. Got that. And then from the offcuts section, I got this. It's some lavender linen. It feels amazing. It's my favorite kind, where it's like very airy and kind of shiny. It's a very common way to weave linen. And it would make a nice summer waistcoat in a beautiful purple. This would actually be really nice if I ever wanted to try like embroidering fabric before I cut it out to sew it into something. This would be like a really nice base fabric to work on. So I don't know if I'll do that. And I wanted to get more. But I've bought a lot of fabric lately. I don't sew that much. When I get around to the couple of shirt sewing projects I have, once I do those 2 shirts, those are my only shirt fabrics as far as I can recall. Once I do that, I think I will give myself permission to buy some nice shirting. Because I'll have learned on some cheaper fabrics, and then I'll give myself permission to purchase 1 or 2 quantities of high quality shirting. Alright, the video looks like crap because it's super fucking late. It's like 9:30. Past 9:30. I never stay up. This is my bedtime. I've done the seam binding on both legs. This is the only time I've ever seen the camera pick up the color accurately. This is what the color looks like. So I'm gonna clean up and go to bed. That's what I'm gonna do. This afternoon, I took some time to do a little bit of crafting because I just needed a change of pace. Basically what happened, I did all that art for the show, and then I did the show, and then I tried to get back into things. Then I did some sewing. I did a lot of sewing. And then I jumped right into making a painting. So I'm craving some actual variety, like a quick little thing that I can do just for a little while. So I made these ones, which I probably won't keep. I just thought it was a nice use of these beads. I might sell them or keep them as a potential gift. I like to thrift earrings as gifts, but I've also made earrings to give as gifts. So they're a nice gift to give people because, especially if they wear fun earrings, it's something that they're gonna like. But then also, it's really small. It doesn't take up a lot of their space. And then I got a thing of junk jewelry, and it had these two matching zippers, or zipper pulls in it, really big ones. And I thought they were kind of cool. So I was like, ooh, I can make a pair of earrings out of those. And they're not really my style. And of course I made a pair, but I'm just putting in the one. But I made a pair, and I will definitely be selling or giving those away. But I made these for myself, and I wish I can just use a white LED. Oh, these are perfect. That's exactly how I wanted them to turn out. So this little one is uranium, and this orange one is cadmium glass. So they glow different colors. But I also think that the color of them in the sunlight is quite nice. I think those turned out perfect. Actually, I'm going to try on both of those. And these are the only ones that I actually made for myself, and not just because I wanted to execute an idea. I am thinking of maybe making some earrings or jewelry out of, junk jewelry, oddments, just to recycle them. And also, jewelry sells really well, especially where I live. Funky jewelry sells really, really well. Significantly less aesthetic shot. I know, but I think they look really cool. These ones are actually buttons, but I thought they looked like little flowers. But they're really perfect. I love them. I think they're awesome. Alright, welcome to the end of the vlog. I don't know how I feel about this framing. I feel like it's either really, really good or really bad. But I was just struggling too hard to get it set up in its usual spot. So this is what we get. This month was mostly just sewing, which took way longer than I meant it to. It was supposed to be a week. It did not take a week. I finally got back into painting. I finished a painting, which I'm very pleased with. I did the pants. I finished them. I'm pretty happy with them. I need to repress them. That sounds terrible. I need to. There's a press line that goes down the front of trousers, and I did it wrong, and it looks weird. So I need to redo the pressing. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with them. They are infinitely better than my other pair of pants that I made. There are a couple of mistakes, especially on the inside. I did a couple of things slightly out of order, and now it's like, well, that was just from working when I was too tired to like think things through properly. I knew logically that I was supposed to do it in the other order. I've been working in my sketchbook a little bit again this month. I kind of fell off, but earlier in the month and a little bit recently, I've been working in my sketchbook, and that's been awesome. I had this whole idea that, oh, I should try to finish my sketchbook before the end of May, and then I looked up and I was like, it is the 28th. What am I saying? Where have I been? What happened? Like, the whole month felt very normal, and then like this last week and a half, something happened, and I played around with doing some jewelry, which was nice. I thrifted some cool stuff. It was actually a pretty good month. Yeah, it was a really good month, all things considered. I was kind of scattered. I did a lot of kind of random stuff, but I did finish all of it. I sewed pants and shorts and a set of pillowcases for someone, and I did all of that. I finished all of it. I finally started reading another book from my year's selection of books, so that's cool. I've been enjoying it. I would show it to you, but I don't know where I've put it down. So I put out my miniature video, and while it didn't do great in terms of views, I'm still pretty happy with it, and I think the people who did watch it enjoyed it, so that's cool. And that's going to be a project that we're just going to work on kind of together as time goes on. We'll pop into the Red Room and work on it just a little bit here and there. And then because I did the gallery show, I wanted to reward myself with a little treat. So I got some secondhand books online. If I'm getting books online, I get them all through thrift books because it's so much cheaper. But I got this one. This is his latest book. These are all by Walter Wick. I don't own very many of his books, but I love them. And I love this one. It's great. That's crazy. So, it's his most recent book. I got this one, which I've flipped through, and the style is very different in this one from his other books that I've used. It's much more if it was an animated stop-motion movie, it's more stylized, if that makes sense. Corpse Bride, it kind of comes to mind, or Box Trolls. But then we got my absolute favorite, which I didn't actually remember that well. I know I've read it as a kid, because I flipped through all of them as a kid. I was obsessed. But I didn't remember this one very well because I think I only owned I Spy Fantasy and maybe one other, but I can't remember which one it was. So I didn't memorize this one like I did with I Spy Fantasy. And while I've played the video game so many times, it's very different and yet so familiar. So these spreads are just incredible. I got it today. It arrived a day early, and I'm very excited because arrived tomorrow. I would have been out of the house when it came, so I was very happy, and I looked through it, and I actually did all of them in one sitting. So yeah, that's everything. Next month, I hope I'm just going to do a lot of painting and work on a lot of videos, because I know later in the year I will be kind of busy. So, you know, it's a really good time to buckle down on painting and YouTube for a little bit. Also, I've neglected YouTube for quite a while, and I don't actually like that. I like making videos and sharing them with you guys, so I want to, you know, keep going. I've started doing that again, and I want to keep going. I've definitely rambled on enough. It's time for me to go. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you're feeling a little saucy, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye.